Hey, what's up, Big Gauchos? It's your boy, Big Gaucho Tyler. We're back with another video. It's the stock and investing show that's completely out of pocket to help put money in your pocket. I'm back with a sing.
Hey guys, Big Outro David's here. I am back indeed. Hopefully everyone had a fantastic weekend and a fantastic holiday season. I know we're just wrapping up here. Yep, Austin cannot make it with us. He is exploring the Philippines with his family. So hopefully he's having a great time. Shout out to Big Outro Austin. And before we get started, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoy the content. We really appreciate it. And let's get started with the first news of the day. We got some news about Alibaba. So Alibaba is officially being investigated by the Chinese government under antitrust laws, which is kind of bad for the stock, but probably pretty good for the Chinese people and also the people of the world. So the main complaint here is that the merchants who use Alibaba are forced to sign a waiver when they use the product, saying that they will only use Alibaba's platform to sell their products and not use other internet platforms or, you know, retail stores to sell. That's pretty obvious antitrust. I would assume. I mean, I'm not an expert on the laws of monopolies, but it seems like a monopoly to me.
Oh yeah, 100%. They're definitely trying to take all the market, basically leave everyone out to dry. If they have all the retailers, all the sellers, then they can't go anywhere else because they're locked into this contract with them. So,
Exactly. And I think some of the terminology they used was like a one of two type deal. So it's either you choose us or you choose them. So I mean, I'm not really too familiar with monopolies, and I guess that probably is probably something that is a pretty common practice, I guess, to maintain your control of the market. But there's not really much news that's been released about this, and that's probably just because that China is a little bit secretive in terms of how they do their practices. So we don't really know much what's going to happen. But if I were to guess, I think that it's probably pretty bad for the stock because the Chinese government, they don't mess around over there. They're not like
mhm.
us. They put the hammer down when they put the hammer down.
I mean, how much are they down now? Like 20%?
Yeah, they were down 20% when news came out, but this is a couple of days old, so I think they rebounded maybe about 2%. So I would say they're down
Wow.
overall maybe 16% from when they totally announced the news.
I mean, what are your thoughts? Do you think they should, do you think people should invest in this and buy this dip that's going on? Because Alibaba is essentially like an Amazon, but for a Chinese Amazon wholesaler type deal. It's a big company, if they can beat this and still be able to implement this waiver or at least some degree, some of it, then they should be all right. And honestly, their stock will go right back up. Or if they come up with like a compromise, maybe pay a fine like Apple does every other week when they get sued. And then they'll be back to where they were. But Alibaba is it's a growing company, and personally, I think buy the dip. But I mean, if they keep getting hammered and somehow like these uh these antitrust laws just come at them and it really hurts them, then we can see how it goes.
Yeah, I mean, that's how I am. I don't think I'm going to invest in them. They're a great company, but I'm just really worried about the Chinese saying they're going to look after these companies because it wasn't just Alibaba. There's a couple of other ones, but
Okay.
Alibaba's, they're the OG, so that's why we put them up. Um, but yeah, I mean, if nothing comes out of this, which I don't really know, I don't think anyone knows because there's really been no information released as of yet. Um, but if nothing happens, then yeah, it's a great time to buy because they're going to go up again for sure. But
Oh
if
yeah, definitely. I
if
mean, they're
things
not going
happen,
anywhere. They're not going anywhere. They're a big company. Like they're like rivals to Amazon in a sense. I
mhm.
mean, cool thing about it is Alibaba's doing about $10 billion worth of buybacks. So that'll definitely help at least try and mitigate some of the damages, stable the price of the stock. But it's it's definitely a downtrend.
Mhm.
Personally, I might not put money into it because I don't have the funds right now. But for something long term, for a company that's definitely going to be there for the long term, it's not going anywhere. Got my thumbs up for a buy.
Yeah, I mean, I think probably for the long term it is too. I guess the only thing that would really bring Alibaba down is if they start breaking up the company a little bit.
Mhm.
piece by piece, that would definitely hurt a lot. But I guess we'll see what happens. But in other news, we got some pretty somber news about retail. So retail bankruptcies this year are higher than any other year since the Great Recession of, '08.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, we've been keeping track of it with our, bankruptcy
Bankruptcy
boneyard.
boneyard. Yep. It's pretty sad to see. We love businesses. We always want all businesses to thrive and prosper, but the reality of it is this virus, this pandemic has hurt a lot of businesses, and unfortunately, a lot of people have been affected. A lot of unemployment, a lot of filing
Mhm.
for bankruptcy and closed up shops. I mean, look at the malls; like they're empty, dead. Obviously, it's the Christmas season, which is nice to see more people going into those big box retailers. But at the end of the day, a lot of local businesses, and big box offices have been taking a hit. Everything's online now. Amazon, Alibaba, they're thriving right now.
Yeah, that's definitely true. And what I was reading that this virus has kind of not just caused bankruptcies, but it's kind of accelerated the pace of it. So a lot of these companies that filed for bankruptcy were already looking pretty bad. It's just they were hanging on by a thread, and this came along and kind of was the final nail in the coffin, if you want to put it that way. Um, so there's that, and also some analysts are putting that there's probably going to be even more bankruptcies. Which, and like when I thought about that, I thought that was kind of a stupid statement because, I mean, there's always going to be bankruptcies, right? It's just like you have a bankruptcy and then you have the company. That's just like the
Hmm.
way it goes. So I mean,
Yeah.
I guess what they're
I
trying to
de-
say is that it's going to be more than usual. Which I don't know. Which
oh yeah,
I agree with. I definitely agree with.
me too. I'm definitely on the side of the analyst. I think there will definitely be a lot more unexpected bankruptcies within the following year, 2021. We're going into a new year. We wish but things would get better, but I feel like we still got a ways to go before we really start making an impact on our economy. We see the Dow Jones is up 30,000. That's all good and dandy until you really look at the reality of how people are actually struggling, and it's tough because no one has a job.
Yeah, and I think retail will probably be one of the last ones to come back, just because
Hmm.
if you're short on money, you're not going to be going out and buying new clothes and new furniture or whatever. You're going to be buying the essentials. Um, so
Yeah,
I don't know. That's
retail and airlines taking the longest to get back, and cruises.
Yeah, the travel for sure. But one thing people just need to take into account is just because you file for bankruptcy doesn't mean you're out for the count. You can also restructure, and that's what's going on with one of our really big box retailers, JCPenney. They're coming back a little bit.
Yeah,
They're making some moves, and we'll see if they can, bring it back to like the '90s, probably at their highest. But I'd be
I mean,
down
I'm
for it.
I'm all for it too. I love JCPenney. They're the childhood. They have great deals. You can't go wrong with them. I really hope when they do their restructuring, maybe like downsize their stores because honestly, they're too
Oh
big
yeah,
for their own good, and their overhead on their rent and all that is just it's monstrosity. They're getting killed by it. If they
yeah,
downsize, have a little bit less selection, but still great deals, I think they can definitely do some damage. Man, definitely push online sales. People,
yeah.
it's just a new wave. You just have to jump on the trends and evolve with the people and what they want. You can only push so much of coming in and buy stuff from us, but with like pandemics like this, it's harder for people.
It definitely is. I agree. But speaking of online, we got a new IPO that's going to be coming out pretty soon, and it's
Hey.
going to be in e-commerce. So we love that internet sales. And here
Mm-hmm.
we got Poshmark. They are announcing to go public under the ticker Posh, which is pretty creative, I guess. They're going to have two classes of shares, Class A and Class B. Class A is going to be more preferential, I guess, because you get more votes in terms of policy. And there's really no official target price for how much capital they want to raise. So they just put it at 100 million, but that's usually just like a baseline that companies put out there. It's obviously going to be a lot more than $100 million. So
Yeah.
probably, I'd probably, just like the trend that's going on, probably say maybe 4 or 5 billion. That's what I think, because I feel like a lot of IPOs are really overpriced right now.
Mm-hmm.
So if you never heard of Poshmark, they're kind of like a mixture of Amazon and what's that other one, Tyler?
Kind of like an offer up type deal or
Yeah,
like a Facebook marketplace. It's not like the most expensive stuff. It's definitely lower end, goods like t-shirts, clothing, some shoes, jewelry. Nothing like ridiculous. It's honestly it's honestly a place where anybody can list anything. You just got to make an account and you can put what you have up for sale type deal.
Yep, exactly. And they've released some data along with coming out with going public. So they said that they have 31, almost 32 million active users, about 6 million active buyers, and about 4.5 million active sellers. But I read into like what that actually meant, and it doesn't really mean anything really impressive, honestly, in my opinion, because all that really means is the active users is they logged onto the website once within the past year. For the buyers, they bought one thing at least within the past year, and sellers, they sold one thing in the last year. So when you look at like that, it doesn't look as good anymore.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like think about it. Like let's say you have 6.2 million buyers. Let's say each person bought maybe a $10 item. So that's $62 million in revenue.
For the
So
base
not
minimum, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
base minimum. We're taking it conservatively. Obviously if they $20 they double. Like there's definitely potential. I've definitely heard about them. I've never really got into them because I've always sold my stuff like off of OfferUp, or Facebook Marketplace has been growing a lot on me too.
Hmm.
And like I feel like there's gonna be a lot of competition for them because there's just so many online platforms now. I feel like if they do a little bit
Yeah.
more marketing and maybe have a good sale price, or not sale price, what's it called, IPO price, then maybe it'd be a buy. It is up towards more of a newer trend of online shopping, but we'll see how that goes. It's like an for me.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to buy it. I agree with Tyler. I think the marketplace for these e-commerce is getting a little bit saturated, and I think there's better options. I mean, I've never logged on to Poshmark personally, so I don't really, I guess, have too many grounds to stand on for that.
Yeah.
But if I were to look for what stuff I want to buy, I would definitely look at OfferUp first, maybe Facebook
Hmm.
Marketplace, like Tyler said, Amazon, of course.
Oh, we also have Pinterest. You can't buy stuff off of Pinterest, but it kind of
Yes.
it resembles that Pinterest type deal where you can actually buy stuff.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about. It was like a mixture
Hmm.
of Pinterest and Amazon combined. Um, So I guess I don't know. I like Pinterest a little bit. I go on there every now and then. Not very often. I go like maybe like once a month. So I guess I'm an active user in that sense.
Yeah, we're all active users. I mean, I clicked on their website right before this episode. I guess I'm an active user too.
Oh shoot, I did too.
Oh dang. Guess we
Yeah.
gotta, up that IPO price to like $500 now.
Yeah, so that's why I think it's kind of those numbers are really pretty stupid because if you think about it, like the number of people who actually buy stuff regularly is probably, I would reckon, it's probably less than 100,000.
Hmm.
Because yeah, the vast majority of people probably just buy one item, maybe two, three max. Like that's probably like at least 6 million people who just do that. Probably three or less items they bought.
Hmm.
Um, I mean, I obviously don't know for sure, but that's just what I'm probably estimating. Um, so yeah, I don't know. It's not a buy for me. Definitely not the IPO, and maybe if they drop a lot, maybe, but probably not.
Yeah, we'll see where they come out as a target price because we've seen in past IPOs like Snowflake. What's another one? Um,
Um, DoorDash.
DoorDash, everything is overpriced to the max and then they drop. And also Airbnb was one too, but I think they just kept going up. But
Yeah,
regardless of
surprisingly.
that, regardless of that, majority of the time they just kind of drop and usually you buy the dip and then generally you get returns on it. I say do not buy the IPO and just be patient and wait where it opens up at and see how much money they raise and see who's actually backing this company and like what kind of investors
Mhm.
and how they're doing on their spreadsheet or not spreadsheet, their accounting sheets.
Yeah,
See
that's
if they're
definitely
even
true.
making money. Yeah, profit means a
I
lot.
guarantee you they're not, just because they never do. But if they do, that'd be awesome. But we got some more news. This one's about Apple. So we like our Apple news, but this time it's actually good news, maybe, depending on how you want to look at it.
Yeah. So Apple is actually lowering App Store fees for smaller companies to try and spark new apps, new innovation, new type of technology for users by Apple. The App Store commission rate will drop from 30% to 15% for in-app purchases. So definitely giving back to all those creators and other companies that are part of the Apple community. I
Mm-hmm.
guess Apple's like, we've been pretty rough on everybody, taking a lot of what's it called, percentage and money. We've had a lot of lawsuits in this past couple months. Maybe it's time to take a step back, give back and show that we're actually a good company.
Yeah, it's a little Christmas present, a little bit late.
Oh, I know. Tell me about it.
But I mean, it's crazy because if you think about it, 30% is a lot, and that's not even taxed. So you're getting 30% taken out, and then tax probably, I don't know what if you're a corporation, what is that, like 27 or something?
I don't personally, I do not know that number, but it's definitely up there. So you're definitely taking a big piece out of it, regardless.
Yeah, so it's like 30%, and then another 30% almost. That's oof,
That's your profit.
you're getting a hit. You're getting hit hard. But yeah, this only applies to small corporations, like Tyler said. So if you're pulling in $1 million or more per year, you're not going to be getting that reduced rate. So Clash of Clans, Flappy Birds, whatever else there is, I
Angry
don't
Birds,
know. I don't use mobile
Fortnite.
apps. Fortnite, yeah.
All the big ones are definitely not
whatever
within
else
this.
there is, I have no idea. So yeah, but yeah, this only applies to in-app purchases. This does not apply to when you buy the app and download it. I'm not sure what the rate is for that, but that is being left alone. So
there's a catch to this. Obviously, Apple gave back to the smaller community, the newer developers and whatnot. So it's
I respect
definitely a
that.
step. Yeah, it's a step in the right direction. Those big box companies, they still got to pay their 30%. So tough luck on that. Maybe next time they're feeling generous, you get something.
Definitely. And this kind of ties into our next story about video games. So video games have gone insane. I didn't know this, but apparently if you take all of the video game industry, like the entire thing, the entire beluga, and you combine that and you compare it to the movie industry and all the sports, so all the movies and all the sports, video games is bigger than all of that, which is insane. How is it
Holy.
even possible?
Well, I
Because
mean, what do you expect?
I didn't
Everybody,
expect that.
dude, everybody, because of this pandemic, everybody's at home playing their systems, doing in-app or get in-game purchases, buying the new games that are coming out. GameStop's taking off again. Like, they're popping now. I be going to them sometimes, and they're good. They're doing good.
Yeah,
Everybody wants a new system because of the PS4 or PS5 and Xbox. Was it Xbox One now?
Xbox Series something. I don't know.
The new Xbox.
Yeah, the
They're
new
all
Xbox.
coming out. Everybody wants a piece. Everyone's spending extra money to buy that stuff. Also, PC gaming is really big now.
Mm-hmm.
They have their esports, a lot of tournaments, a lot of people are
Yeah,
watching, a lot of people are subscribing. It's a big community now. It's, maybe 5-10 years ago, it wasn't even existent. Now it's bigger than a lot of these mainstream, what's it called? Mainstream entertainment industries.
no, that's definitely true. And
Ooh,
we got a little special guest
hold on.
joining us.
We got a special guest.
Ooh, Mr. Ramsey, live from the Philippines. Welcome
From
back.
the Philippines.
I know it was a long flight over to Manila, but I'm happy to be here.
Thank you.
Yeah,
So we're
it's
talking
good to
about
have
video
you,
games,
Asti.
and we'll break down the numbers exactly. So in 2020, video games are bringing over $180 billion, while movies about 100 billion, and sports 75 billion, which is a lot of money. That's some good money. But yeah, you're definitely right. Esports especially did not exist like 5 years ago, or not to the caliber they do now. Like people are watching, NBA, NFL games, Madden, of course, Call of Duty, Fortnite, League of Legends, really everything. It's crazy how much money some of those tournaments have for like the winners.
Yeah, I mean it makes sense just because all the other sports are, like live sports are out of commission with the illness going around, and then there's really no movies being produced for the same reason. So, it makes sense that video games would have the space to grow, but is it sustainable? I'm not sure.
They're saying it will be, experts, because And this is mostly due to the new PlayStation and Xbox, since those games just came out. That's supposed to bring in a lot of money over the next couple of years.
The resale on them are ridiculous. You can't buy a PS5 for retail. It's like double retail, and the same with the new Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so people are just trying to flip it, which, I mean, they can do whatever they want, I guess. But if I were you guys and you don't have any kids, just wait like 4 months. It's not going to go anywhere.
Yeah, honestly, and you'll save a ton of money too. Just don't buy into the holiday hype like every other schmuck.
Exactly. And if you save that money, you could buy like maybe 10 video games. That's a lot of video games to play.
You could buy 10 video games, or could buy 10 shares of some of these stock picks we got on the biggest winners, biggest losers, and the sleepers.
Ooh, let's hit that soundtrack.
Hit it.
Hope that was timed right. I just got here.
Oh, you got it.
Boom. Well, we got at
Ooh.
number 1. We got an old friend of the show, old reliable.
Oof, we got Nikola and the ticker NKLA, and they're up about 19%.
All right, hold on. Before we get all crazy and riled up about this 20%, let's see where they were at before this. They were at around $13 before they went up 20% to $16. So they only went up $3 respectively. True. So, you know, still they're under the $20 that they were like last month. You know, they're definitely a lot lower than the $75 they were like 3-4 months ago. So, you know, this 20%, I mean, it's just a bunch of fluff to me. I don't care what analyst from JP Morgan says that they're gonna come out and do okay. Okay, let's be real here. They scrapped their big what's it called? The Badger, their EV Badger. You know what I had to call it? It's called the EV garbage can. Not garbage truck. The garbage can. Like they're garbage.
Yeah,
don't buy them. It's a
them.
Waste of money. Like it's not even worth your time. Like for real. Like don't. They suck. Like they literally just scam you out of your money and then laugh at you when you lose it all because it's more money for them in their pockets. Don't even get me started on what Trevor Milton has even been through. Like he's chilling in his $30 million most expensive ranch in Utah, not even caring. He's laughing at you guys that put their money in there at $75. Don't even think about it. It's over. Like stop. Buy Lordstown Motors.
I've never seen you so mad about any story or stock on this show ever. You just get so fired up about Nikola.
Yeah.
Which it makes me happy that at least they don't have too big of gains. Because, you know, it's not that we don't want them to succeed. We just obviously think they're stupid. So it wouldn't be consistent with our beliefs.
Yeah, I mean, if they actually were a real company and gave some sustainable product, or didn't fake their advertisements or the prototypes, or even said they have what's it called, manufacturing in Germany, maybe I'd like them a little bit. But you know what? They're not. They lied. They're frauds. Buy Lordstown Motors.
All right. Well, thank you for that.
Agree more.
Thank you. We got Yelp Incorporated and the ticker Yelp, and they're up 10%. So I like Yelp. I think they're kind of cool, I guess. It seems like to me it's like a company that mostly Karens go on and just kind of rant, but sometimes they got some pretty helpful reviews, I'd say.
I have left a good review for a couple local businesses that I want to see succeed, but everything else is kind of natural selection. I'll just let the public slaughter it if they want to, and it doesn't really affect me. But pretty cool website overall.
Yeah, no, definitely agree.
I've used them before to look up reviews and stuff. Like when we went to Canada, that's all we used to look up restaurants.
Did we?
That's true.
Yeah,
it's good for local places if you don't know where you're going.
Yeah, definitely recommend.
Sure.
If I use the company, it's a good company.
Oh.
Well, let's check out these losers.
Couldn't agree more. Yep. Not everything can be a winner. And thank God Lemonade is a loser because we hate them and their name's stupid and they suck. Unfortunately, they're only down 13% in one day, almost 14.
Hey, I'll give credit where credit is due. Lemonade has beat all the odds, even though we said it's a bad name. They have been on an uptrend and they have been making big gains for big gauchos. So congratulations to Lemonade, even though you have a bad name. You've made your money. You definitely are where you need to be. Even though you're down 14%, you get my stamp of approval. You did good.
Yep, even though they're still not profitable, but we'll talk about that another time.
Yeah, for number 2, we got Sun Power Corporation on the ticker SPWR, and they're down 12%. So I'm surprised they're down so much today. I don't really know exactly why, but I think they would. I guess it's probably just a downswing, in my opinion. I don't think it's anything that's going to be long term.
Yeah, not really. I think it's just a slight dip, and the renewable energy sector is going to come back a lot when President-elect Biden takes over because it's a big part of his policies in his 100-day plan.
Yeah, no, I agree. I definitely agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
Buy it now while you got the dip.
Yeah, buy the dip. Buy
Actually,
Alibaba.
Actually, yeah. But
Yeah,
let's
that's what
check
I
out these
think.
sleepers. What do you
Sleep,
think?
sleep, 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 sleep.
sleep.
Number one, we got Lemonade Incorporated, and all I have to say about this is lemonade, just like Grandma made. All right, it's enough for that.
If you're not from Arizona, you don't know what that means. That's the only reason we can put lemonade up there.
Yeah, you know, at the baseball game, we have this one.
Lemonade, lemonade.
We have this one generous salesperson at baseball games who goes around screaming that line, and he's a great guy, I'm sure.
Yeah, concerts, baseball, football, basketball. I've even seen him at hockey games. He was at my sister's high school graduation. I swear he was in line with all the parents, like handing out lemonade and cookies.
What a guy! What a guy!
This is wild, dude. He's an Arizona legend. I wish I knew his name.
That's definitely true. He should go down in the Hall of Fame of what's it even
Arizonians.
called? Like something with the C.
Concessions.
Yeah, concessions.
People. Yeah. Comment below and give the video a like if you want to see him on the next episode. We'll book him.
Number two, we have Akebia Therapeutics, under the ticker AKBA. They're a pharmaceutical company, so you know they're a little bit risky. A lot of it risky,
High risk,
and
high reward.
they're trying to get FDA approval for one of their new medications, and it's used to treat people who have anemia as a co-condition with chronic kidney disease. So people who are getting dialysis, or maybe not dialysis, but they have anemia. So this drug is a little bit cool, I think. It increases your natural red blood cell production. So I don't know. I think it might be a buy personally.
I think so too. I mean, they were trading at highs around $12 to $10 right before January, and
Wow.
looks like they're down to about 281.
Yeah,
Not
so I'm
bad,
gonna
not
do some
bad.
more reading into them. But I read some of their data with their medication, which is in clinical stage 3, and they're about to apply for the new drug permit with the FDA. Probably, I think they said early next year. So I'm gonna look into more of the data and other stuff to do with the company and the disease as well, just to see exactly what's going on. But from the data that I looked at, it looked like it was a pretty good medication. It didn't look like it had too many side effects. The major one was just diarrhea and nausea, but I mean that's better than having anemia.
Hey,
That is-
if Dr. Dave gives it his official medical opinion and official FDA approval from a licensed physician, then it's good enough for me to buy.
Quick disclaimer: David is not a licensed physician or doctor. His opinion is from his own experiences. Please be aware of that.
Experiences.
Not from my experiences, not from
Research.
It's some words that are strung together and they have zero meaning outside of my mouth. All right, there we go.
Yeah,
I'm all for it though. FDA approval, give me a to buy.
Yeah, I think it might be too. I'm gonna do some more research into it. I did a brief, but I don't know. I think I'm liking it.
I might have to take my money out of AMC and go into this. Quick disclaimer: AMC is very high risk stock, and I have lost about 20% so far.
Oh wow,
That's not
love
bad.
it.
Yeah, it's like an average at the casino.
Yeah,
dude.
well, for some of us whose name
I'm a
starts with T.
degenerate. I need to stop.
Call
I have a
1-800
problem.
get help.
I got a problem. I need to stop. I'm gonna retire after my birthday. That's it. I'm announcing my retirement. One more season and I'm out.
All right, perfect.
All right. Well, we got the big Gaucho season coming to an end. We also got sleepers coming to an end, but not before we get one more in. We got Lordstown Motors coming in hot at number 3.
That's me, CEO Big Gaucho Tyler, with CFO Big Gaucho Dave, also marketing executive. Yep, you already know what it is. We plug it every episode. Lordstown Motors is a buy, like buy right now. They actually have a prototype. They actually have a facility to actually make, what's it called? The Endurance, their new EV lightweight pickup truck. Please, please, please believe in them just as much as I do. Because guess what? They have about, I think that's over 100,000 now pre-orders. They just got 15,000 more from another company that's expecting to, pull trigger on a couple of Badgers. So with that being said, definitely a lot of upside to this company. They're not like Nikola. Nikola's garbage. I'm gonna take that to my grave. Lordstown actually produces something. They bought a factory from GM, and they're looking promising. Obviously, things could go wrong within the next year, but they're expecting to make production September 2021. So let's see how it goes.
Bye. Make sure to give them a buy. You got a thumbs up rating from the CEO and CFO themselves, which is normally considered insider trading, but we're not going to pay attention to that. But what we are going to pay attention to is we got a brand new, never before heard since last week ad read for Anchor, our favorite sponsor of the podcast.
Let's hit that ad.
Bada bing, bada boom. We got oh, sorry guys. Whew. We got no new additions to the Bankruptcy Boneyard, and we still have not and will never eat at Ruby Tuesday. Big Gaucho Tyler took the dub. I've been slacking big time today, or well, for the last couple of weeks really. But Tyler, what are you feeling since you won today?
I'm feeling good. I feel like a comeback is in the works. I'm about to take over Canal for third place, and then I'm coming for you, Austin, for second, and then I'm gonna work my way up to Dave. I think that's what's going to happen.
Honestly, I suck.
For you guys who are listening on podcast, I got 50. I'm Dave with 50. Austin's got 42. Kanal has 41, and Tyler is not far behind with 40.
Mm-hmm. I'm thinking a little bit of a dip. 30,222.15.
30,222. Okay.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna go 30,555.55. Thank you. Good night.
Ooh.
Just a slight bump. I could go either way. I'm not. We don't do insider trading. Quick disclaimer. So no one can know for sure.
Yeah, I think I'm with Tyler. I think it will drop a little bit today. It's today. So I'm gonna say 30,100 flat.
Okay, I respect it.
Not a bad opinion. One thing's for sure, I'm probably not going to win tomorrow, but that's okay. We got a lot of good guesses, and we do not have a number in from Kanal yet, but we'll let you know if it comes in at the end of the show. But anybody's game, markets are super unstable as usual. Come back next time. I want to thank everyone for listening. I hope you enjoyed the show. Leave us a voice message on anchor.fm/gauchos or biggauchos.com if you want to send an investing tip we might play on the show. Tyler, tell us what that thing is.
All right, Big Gauchos, you already know what it is. We are not licensed brokers because – actually, no, take that back. Quick disclaimer. We are not licensed brokers, and everything said on this podcast is our opinions from our experiences. With that being said, please do due diligence and invest safely, Big Gauchos, because we are not liable for any lost gains, but we are directly liable for all, major gains. We love to make money with y'all. We love doing this. We're growing every day because of you guys, and we love the support. So please, thank you. So please like and subscribe. Thank you for all that you guys do. Now, David, sorry. Please let the viewers know our amazing Instagram. Oof, that was a rough one.
Yeah, so the Instagram is at, wait for it, Big Gauchos.
Ooh,
so come check us out.
Out of nowhere.
We got, we're starting to pop up a little bit. We are having more followers than my personal account. Tyler's personal account. We haven't caught Austin yet. He's a little bit famous on his personal account. He's got like 4,000, 5,000. So we got a little bit ways to go, but we'll get there eventually. Because right now we are just shy of 600, I believe. So come check us out before we pop off, because you don't want to be to the wagon late, because that's not cool.
True. Yeah. You want to be considered a hipster. You don't want to be jumping on the bandwagon late and be a post-ironic hipster. Ooh, got him. just a quick disclaimer, make sure you listen to us on audio too if you're not already. We're on Apple, Spotify, Anchor, YouTube, Google, Pocket Cast, Breaker, Radio Public, Overcast, or you can add us to your own RSS feed, any application that you want. Take us to work, show your boss, probably don't if you're working, but send that time code to a friend, tell us something you liked in the podcast, and make sure, especially if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, leave us a rating 1 to 5 stars. We do not accept anything less than 4.5 stars. Leave us a review, tell us who your favorite Big Gaucho is. Just one quick thing before we go. Kanal has submitted his number 30,000. He did the old 100-point undercut, which is not unusual for him. But anything else to add, boys?
By Lordstown, Nikola's garbage. I'm out.
All right, we're out.
Good enough for me. Good night from Arizona. Who made some money today? Peace.